they can do for, she didn't say miscarriages, she said abortions, right? If there are issues and you have children after the abortion, or you have other children, you may want to get an Ifa divination, and this is why. There's energies that are called Abiku, which are children that were not meant to be here for a long time. And sometimes those children's energies, those spirits, don't make it to birth, right? Because either the child was aborted or the child was miscarried, right? If the child was aborted, and you have other children, that child's spirit is part of your Egbe, which is your family up in heaven, right? They can mess with you. They can mess with your kids. They can keep it very interesting around your household and around your life until you give them their last rites. That's all they want is recognition. That's all they want is to know that you honored them and their life and their spirit, and that they mattered, right? So that's what the last rites is. That's the ceremony. It's called the Abiku ceremony, but it's basically a last rites kind of a thing. There is an offering, there's a sacrifice, there's all of that. There's ashes to ashes, dust to dust, all that kind of stuff is done. There's songs that's sung, there's incantations, there's invocations, there's all of that kind of stuff to put this child's spirit to rest, so that the spirit is now a help to you and not a harm. Once you do these things, and everybody is not required to do them, even though they had an abortion. If you don't have any other children afterwards, sometimes these energies don't bother you. However, if you use abortion as a form of birth control, they fucking with you, right? It was a big thing with this Roe versus Wade turnover. A lot of the reasons why that was happening, because we got a lot of Abiku energies, because it was at one point I was helping the elders do mad ceremonies. We were doing mad ceremonies. These babies was acting, just tearing these people's lives up, because they was not having it, and they was not with it, and they like, you gonna give me my last rites, or I'm gonna run you through the ground, baby, because you not gonna use this as a form of birth control. Y'all gotta think about spirit in this. I don't like to talk about certain things because it's touchy with women's rights and all that other kind of stuff. That's cute, but spirit don't care about those rights. They're not trying to hear that when you're using it. And we're not talking about somebody who was raped or molested or any of that kind of stuff. I said, if you're using it, don't mess my words up. If you're using it as a form of birth control, that's a problem. Okay? Some energies understand your situation and that you just couldn't do it. It wasn't feasible, it wasn't possible, whatever your reasons were, fine, give me my last rites and I will not bother you. But now you have another spirit that's part of your Egbe, that's part of your court, that's part of your team, that will work with you, and it is an ancestor now, because once you give them that last rites, and because they get names, okay? You gave me a name. I have an identity, right? What happens? The rest of the ancestors now embrace that child's spirit. That child is placated. That child is satisfied. And that energy is now one of your biggest supporters. And that child will watch out for your other kids. So it's very important to understand that when you do these things, actions have consequences that are more than just what you see on this plane. Spirit don't miss shit. They keeping tabs. So you got to stay on your job. You got to stay on your game, which means you need a divination to find out if this child needs the last rites. Also, that person needs to take care of their organs, their womanly organs, and if you know anyone, or try to get a pranic or Reiki, something to balance those chakras again, because I don't know what kind of they used, but those types of things throw your chakras out of whack. Anything foreign that's coming in to remove anything or anything like that, you fucking up your chakras, right? So they can be balanced again. You ain't gonna die, right? You can get your chakras balanced, but you need a energy healer to do that for you. And they clean you up at the same time, because a lot of that stuff leaves cords and scar tissue and things of that nature that are not, they're in a spiritual form. Like some of us can see energy. It can be with a miscarriage as well. You know what I'm saying? It can be with the miscarriage as well. You got to have it read. We don't guess at anything like that. We don't guess at stuff like this. So it's divined on. And it normally it comes out in Urdu that says you need to have something taken care of. Something's not complete with you. It can be the same scenario. It can be the very same scenario that you had a miscarriage and then you had a baby after. That first spirit can still mess with you. It doesn't happen all the time though. This is not an all the time thing. This is not everybody. Everybody got a miscarriage or everybody got an abortion. No, it's not all the time. This is free will. Remember, these spirits, just like us, got free will to say, I'm gonna fuck with this bitch. Because I've been watching her. And she been doing X, Y's, and Z's, and Z's, Y's, and X's. So I'm gonna go tear her up to let her know that what she's doing has repercussions to her actions.